I just want to say quickly at the start of this video, I don't hate any of these brands that I'm talking about. Most of the brands in this video, I literally love the majority of their products, but these are just products that didn't work for me, and I personally think they're a little bit overhyped and overrated. If any of these products work for you, then that is great, and I'm so happy for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would do a overrated and overhyped makeup video showing you guys makeup products that I personally think have been a bit too hyped up, and a lot of people have raved about them, and then I bought them and I've been like, oh, they're not actually that great. I've seen other people do the like underrated makeup, like Laura Lee has done a full face of underrated makeup, maybe Michael Finch, and I've seen people do overrated makeup videos as well, but I thought I would actually apply them on my face and just show you guys how they work. Also, I'm wearing my merch again, which says running late, if you guys haven't seen this already, so I will link that down below. And if you guys are wondering, I wear a size small, but as you can see, like, it's pretty oversized on me. Today's notification shout out goes to Mad Girls Adams, and she said, I don't want to be like greedy, but I have been watching your videos since 170,000 subs and you're literally my favorite YouTuber. I hope one day I can get a shout out. I love you so much, so thank you. If you guys want to be involved in notification shout outs, then make sure you turn on my notifications. Leave me a comment down below letting me know that you're in the notification squad, and maybe you will be the shout out in my next video. But seriously though, like guys, thank you so much for all of your love on my recent videos. Like, oh, you guys are too nice to me. The first thing that I think is extremely overrated, this stuff is pretty good, but this is like £50. It's the Farsali Unicorn Essence Skin Enhancing Antioxidant Serum, and it does smell really nice. It's got like little bits of sparkle in it, which I think is quite cute, and it is pink. Like, oh, it does smell really good, and like it does make your face feel nice, but it's not worth £50. I just think it is very overpriced and overrated, and I've literally seen this all over Instagram. And everybody does this sort of thing where they just like drip it all over their face. There are other things that kind of do the same sort of job. I've got another product which is by a brand called Maybelline Meg, which is still expensive, but that one does pretty much the exact same job, and I think it's like £28, and this one is like £50, so. The next thing is foundation, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I have the shade 110, and I remember this being so raved about when it first came out, because the US had it first and the UK got it quite a few months later. But when I finally tried it, I was kind of like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, everyone in the US had raved about it so much that I was like, oh my god, this is going to be my holy grail foundation. It didn't last that long on me, and it's supposed to be like for oily skin, and yeah, let's give it a go. This is the shade Porcelain. I think I've actually used this about twice in my life, and now the sun is gone. Their Superstay foundation, as you guys will know if you watch my videos, is literally my favourite foundation, and another thing I do like about Maybelline is that a lot of their pale tones are quite yellow, whereas like with L'Oreal, a lot of their pale colours are really, really pink. Like, it is a nice foundation, like it's not bad, but it's just not as amazing as I thought it was gonna be. Like, you know, it still made my skin look nice. I can still see my blemishes. Maybe I'll give it another go and end up really liking it, who knows. Then for my concealer, this is one which I had seen Nikki Tutorials rave about so much, but then to be fair, like, she does have a very different skin type to me. Her skin is dry, my skin is not. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer, and I have the shade Light. And for me personally, like, I just don't find that this blends that nicely, and it's a bit too thick and sticky for my liking. Maybe this will work for you, but I just find that, well, firstly, I find it a lot easier to blend with my finger, because when I use my beauty blender, it just kind of gets stuck and like stamps it all over the place. But you can kind of see here like how thick it is. When you try to blend it out, it just kind of stamps everywhere. It has got really good coverage, but it's just a bit too sticky and thick and shiny. Yeah, I just find it doesn't blend that nicely with a beauty blender because it just kind of gets stuck. Look, it just stamps all over your face and does this. I'm just going to set my under eyes before I do the next step. And the powder that I'm using for this is such a shame because I did used to like this powder quite a lot. But then when I used it more, I kind of realised that it didn't hold my oils in place as much as my other powders. But the finish of it is still nice. This is the RCMA No Colour powder. Everybody raved about this so much. And actually, to be fair, like I think for the price, it is good because it's, I think maybe like £12 and you get this huge container of it. But for me, like, I just think it's not like the best powder ever for oily skin. And also the packaging of it as well is really difficult because it's like this, you have to pour it out into something. So what I actually did is I just took an old translucent powder container and put some of it in here so that I could actually use it. Oh crap! This just fell upside down onto my leg. I'm gonna take a picture of what has just happened. Can you guys see this? I now have powder literally all over my tracksuit bottoms. Okay, let's just try and take some off my leg with my brush. And in that time, my concealer has creased. This is going so well. Okay, right, let's just set these under eyes. The next product that I think is a little bit overhyped, a lot overhyped. This is just these type of products in general because I did used to have like more popular brands of these, but I ended up getting rid of them because I just didn't use them. And I'm talking about cream contour sticks. In most of them, you get such a small amount of product, and I just personally cannot be bothered to do cream contour every day, but then I know that there's a lot of people that do like to do cream contour often and they're good at it. This is the Rimmel Insta Duo Contour Stick in Light Clair. Not this one specifically, but just kind of all of them. Like, I don't know, I just don't get on with them that well, and I think that people use them on Instagram a lot and make them look amazing, but they will show like stripes on their face like this and then suddenly next second it's blended. Whereas for me, I feel like I sit here for like 10 minutes blending them out. Because I have to powder my skin, otherwise my foundation just comes off my face, I find that when I put powder on, they just kind of disappear, and then I feel like my efforts are wasted, and I should have just done powder contour to start off with. Like, I just don't really feel like that did anything. And then the next thing, if you guys watch my channel, you will know that I have a very interesting relationship with cream and liquid highlighters. I don't know whether I apply them wrong, I just can never get them to work. They always separate my foundation, like whether I powder first, whether I don't powder first, whether I use a matte foundation, a dewy foundation. But I know that a lot of people do like them, but me personally, I think things like this, like the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in particular, these were raved about so much and they are so expensive. And then I tried it and it's just, I just still don't get along with them. So this one is in the shade Moonlight, which I've got the big bottle of, but this is actually too dark for me. I've got this little miniature set, which I'm going to use one of these. And I'm going to use the shade Celestial, which I think is the lightest. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Why can I not open it? Okay, so I'm just putting the tiniest amount, and then I'm taking my sponge. Ugh! Why does it do this? I'm gonna have to turn the brightness down so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Can you guys see how it's just separated my foundation underneath? It looks good from the side, okay? Like, that looks alright, but then as soon as I turn my face to the front, can you see how this underneath, it's just completely moved around? You know what, on the other side, let's try using a brush and see if that works any better. Okay, let's give this a go. It's just doing the exact same thing. Let's try and blend it with my, no. It looks good on camera, like far away, but then look, can you see this? Let's just keep going, shall we? Okay, right, let me just powder the rest of my face, otherwise I'm gonna be an oily mess. The only thing that I didn't actually have anything negative for in this video was eyebrows, but the only kind of eyebrow-ish product that I think is, you know, not that great and I don't really get it is the Benefit Highbrow Pencil. And I just tried to use it before and it's just a baby pink pencil that you're supposed to draw under your eyebrow to kind of lift and illuminate it. I just don't really get it and I don't really get on with it, and I find that it doesn't blend that great. Maybe it's because for me it's like darker than my skin tone and it just comes out pink. All of Benefit's other brow products I can't fault, and again, like all other brow brands, I can't really think of a bad overhyped brow product, so because I actually like them all. I'm gonna go do my brows off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I filled in my brows using the Anastasia Dip Brow, which is one of the products that I do actually think is worth a hype. The product, okay, I feel really bad now because this is another Benefit product and I know that this works for so many people, but I think it's just my particular skin tone. This is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer and I know that this is so popular and so many people love this, and I think it's Benefit's like like one of their best selling products, but just for me personally, I just find that the shade is way too warm and it's like too dark. I tried Hoola Light as well, but this one is a bit too light for me, so I feel like I need something in between, like Hoola Medium. I'm just gonna put on a bit of Hoola Light first, just to kind of, I can't really remember what I think of it because I haven't used it in ages. And it's all gonna get stuck in that cream highlight. Okay, so I definitely do prefer Hoola Light. The weird thing is, I love this little palette that I'm using as a mirror, which is called the Complexionista. And I swear the Hoola bronzer and the Hoola Light in here are lighter than like in the box. Like look, Hoola is just too orange for me. Moving on to eyeshadow. I'm sure you guys probably know that this would appear. This is the Maybelline Gigi Hadid eyeshadow palette, and this is in the warm... What even is this? I have a whole video about this collection. I've also got something else from the collection later in this video. But this collection was so overhyped, and I feel like there was such a big build up to it. Everyone was freaking out about it on Twitter, and then on YouTube everyone was doing reviews, and then I ordered this online without watching people's reviews because I just seen the pictures online, and then it arrived and I was like, it's the size of the palm of my hand, and I think I paid like £15 for this on Superdrug. These shadows are nice quality, but they're just so small, and it's such a small palette, and it was so expensive for like what it is. You literally get 6 eyeshadows in here. So I'm using the peachy shade first in my crease. Look, see, they are actually really pigmented. It is pigmented and they blend nicely, but it's just so expensive for what it is. And then taking the dark brown or purple, what even is this color, and I'm gonna pack this on the outer and inner corners. Like, don't get me wrong, Maybelline is a great brand. They do some other great products from the drugstore that I absolutely love, but I just feel like when this range came out, there were quite a lot of people online that were just kind of kissing their bum a bit, you know? Not bad. Okay, let's just run some of them onto here. If this had been half the price, I wouldn't have complained about it because, as you can probably see, the shadows actually work pretty nicely. Let's take this shimmery peach because I used the gold in the main video, and I'm just gonna put this on the center of my eyelid. Okay, this one's not as blinding as the gold, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm then taking this shade, which is actually stunning, and I'm gonna put this on my inner corners and my brow bone. In the video as well, I used this as highlight and it was really nice. Hey. For blush, something that I do think is very expensive for what it is, and I do think these are definitely overrated because I almost bought one of these when I was like 15 because I saw people rave about them so much, and that is NARS blushes. This is a mini one, as you can probably see. Imagine if they charge like £30 for this. With me personally, I have some really good drugstore blushes. I've got some really good high-end blushes, but I wouldn't really say that the quality difference in them is that much better. This one is in the shade Gulu. Oh my gosh, that's all got stuck in my highlighter. And oh my god, that has all got stuck in my liquid highlighter. I actually look like I've been stung by a bee and had an allergic reaction. What do I do now? You know what? Let's go over it with a bit of the Moonchild palette, which I was going to use, but I decided not to because I already used it in a recent video bashing it, but I'm going to take the shade Pink Heart, which is probably my favourite, and let's like go over the top to try and disguise that. Not that it's gonna work. Oh my god, this is just making it more pink because it's pink. Next product is something that I just think was such a crazy idea, and like, kudos to the brands for like, you know, trying to come up with something inventive, but I just think that this idea was, I don't know, it was just a bit of a weird one. This is the roller eyeliner. This one in particular is by Nude Sticks, but I know that Kiko do one, Revlon do one, MAC do one. Again, I did do a whole video about this at the time, but it's literally a little wheel that you use as eyeliner. And I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just not easier to use. It just draws in straight lines. It's difficult to get a curve. Oh! It's just rolled onto my inner corner. That is not okay. It's not having any of it. Oh my god, I can't actually get this to work. I'm just gonna quickly clean up under this mess. I actually just CBA, like, as promised from the Maybelline Gigi Hadid collection. This is the mascara, it's the fiber mascara. So what you do, I think you put on a layer of the mascara first, and then you go in with the fibers, which are literally like actual fibers, so you want to be careful not to get them in your eyeballs. Look at my furry eyelashes. And then you go back in with the mascara, and it's supposed to make your lashes super thick. And the whole fibers thing I just think is a bit too time consuming for me. It kind of actually looks like I've got false lashes on, but false lashes that are covered in mascara. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, my lashes do actually look really big. Look at this. They look pretty damn thick. And it's just quite a lot of effort. Like, I'd rather just use one mascara. I don't have anything against the Kardashians. I actually really like the Kardashians. I love Kylie Jenner. I think her baby is adorable. Oh my god, she's so cute. But the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipsticks, I just think are so overrated. The formula of them is not, like, it doesn't match up to the price. I think, like, I got this birthday edition set which came with a lot of mini ones, and this I'm pretty sure cost me like $45, then it was $12 shipping, and then I got a $20 customs charge. The formula of them is kind of dry. Like, they're very similar to the ColourPop liquid lipsticks. I'm gonna go for the shade called Leo, which is like this dark vampy one. I do think that her new collection looks gorgeous, like the one with Courtney. Oh my god, how crazy do I look right now? If it was easier to get hold of, like if it was on Beauty Bay, then maybe I'd buy it and try it, but it's just the fact that the shipping is such a pain and it's so expensive and it takes ages to get here. Okay, so this is the finished look. No offense to any of the brands that I've mentioned in this video, and if you guys love these products, then that's awesome. I am thinking of also filming an underrated makeup products video as well, like sharing with you guys the products that I don't think get enough love and aren't spoken about enough. So if you want to see that, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you have enjoyed this video and you aren't already subscribed and you like watching drugstore videos and testing videos and product review videos, then I would love it if you would subscribe by pressing that button down there. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!